Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve O-Levels Mathematics D Paper 2 in a session October-November 2023 Paper 2-2. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1 Part A, Idris repairs computers. This is how he calculates the charge for repair. $56 for the first hour. Then $12.25 for each additional 15 minutes. Right. Number 1, work out the amount Idris charges for a repair that takes him 2 hours. Okay. So 2 hours means the first hour is $56 and 2 hour we have 15 plus 15 30 minutes plus 15 45 minutes and plus 15 60 minutes. So 4 times they are basically 4 times we have 15 minutes. So 4 times 12.25. Right. Let me calculate this. 4 times 12.25 and times it by 56. Add 4 times 12.25 add 56 is $105 he charges for 2 hours. Number 2, Idris charges $166.25 for another repair. He starts work on a repair at 2:30 p.m. Find the time when he completes the repair. Okay, so in this question, first we have to find how much hour he works, right? So he charges 166.25. So for 2 hours, we have 105, right? So let me check for 3 hours. So for 3 hours, we have 4 and 4, 8 times 12.25 and add 56 for 3 hours. So it means he worked more than 3 hours, right? So 56 plus we have let's say 10 times 12.25. Okay, this is more. Okay, let's see, I'll add 9. 166.25, right? So it means for 9 it means 4 plus 4 and plus 1, right? So it means he worked 4 is for first hour, 4 is for second hour, means 3 hours and 15 minutes, right? This is the amount for 3 hours. He worked 3 hours and 15 minutes and he charged $166.25, right? So 56 is for first hour and 9 means additional 15 minutes and times it by the charges 12.25, right? Okay, now he starts work on repair at 2:30 p.m. Now we have to find the time when he finishes. So in 2:30 we have to add 3 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so 2:30 add 3 hours 15 minutes, that would be 5:45. So he finishes at 5:45 p.m. right? So in 2:30 p.m. add 3 hours and 15 minutes. All right. Now for part B, Idris invests $6,200 in an account paying compound interest at a rate of 1.7% per year. Calculate the total amount of interest earned at the end of 4 years. So first we have to solve for the amount, which is the investment 6,200 into 1 plus the interest rate is 1.7% over 100 and the number of years are 4. Let me solve for the amount. 1.7 divided by 100, add 1, its exponent would be 4 and times it by 6,200. Okay, the amount is $66,632.47, right? Now we have to find the amount of interest, right? So the amount of interest earned, that would be the amount minus the investment, right? Amount is 6,632.47 and 47, sorry, this is subtract the investment is 6,200. So take away 6,200 So this is $432.47. $432.47 is the amount of interest earned. Now for part C, the exchange rate between dollars and euros is $1 would be this much euro, right? Idris buys some equipment from a website that charges in euros, right? That website charges in euros. The equipment cost 760 euros, right? Idris must pay 25% tax on this cost. Work out the amount Idris pay for the equipment, including the tax. Give your answer in dollars. So 760 euros, right? He paid 760 euros for the equipment and he must pay 25% tax on this cost. Right. So first we have to find what is 25% of this and then add in this amount. So 25% of 760 and add in this amount. This would be the price including the tax, right? So 25% of 760 and add in 760, 950, sorry, 950 euros is the price including tax. All right. Now we have to find the amount in dollars, right? We have given $1 is equals to 0.84 euros. Now we have to find for 1 over 0.84 dollar. This would be equals to 1 euro. All right. So let me solve for 950 euros. This would be 950 out of 0.84. Right. Divide 0.84. This is 113. Wait, I did a mistake here. It's not 25%, it's 2.5%. 2.5 out of 100 of 760 and add in 760. This is 779. Sorry. 779. All right. And now here we have to find what is 779. 779 euros. Divide 0.84. This is 927.32 dollars. 927.38, sorry, $38. Question number 2, part A, number 1. Find the size of one interior angle of a regular 15-sided polygon. So measure of each interior angle of a polygon equals to number of sides minus 2 into 180 divided by the number of sides, right? So 13 times 180 divides 15. This is $156. Sorry, 160, 56 degrees. Right, now for the second part, the diagram shows part of a regular 15-sided polygon, right? Find the value of x. So basically in this question, this whole angle is 156 degrees. Right, this whole is 156. We have to solve for this angle. What is that angle? Okay, so let me visualize this situation. Let me draw this, extend this straight line, right? And we know that a straight line is always equals to 180 degrees. So this whole is 180, right? So from 180 we have to subtract 156. This angle is 156, right? This red one is 180. From 180 degree we have to subtract this green one is 156. Take away 156 degrees, right? So 180 minus 156, that would be 24 degrees. Okay, so it means this angle is 24. This angle would be 24 degrees. And what is that angle? This is half of 24, which is 12 degrees, right? So from 156 take away 12, this angle is 144 degrees. So x is 144. Now for part B, A, B, C, and D are the points on a circle center O. AB is a diameter of a circle, right? Angle BAC, B, A, and C, this is 24 degrees. Find angle ADC, ADC, this angle we have to find. Give a reason for each step of your working. Okay, so the first reason is triangle over the diameter is a right angle triangle, right? And the angle opposite to the diameter is a right angle, right? So we can say that angle A, C, and B is 90 degree. We can say angle A, C, B, this is 90 degree, and the reason is angle in a semicircle. Angle in a semicircle. All right. Now let me solve for the third angle. So this would be angle ABC would be 180. Take away 90. Take away 24 degrees. Okay. 180 minus 90 minus 24. This is 66 degrees. Right. ABC. Angle ABC is 66 degrees, which is we can say sum of angles in triangle add up to 180, right? Okay, now the last one, angle A, D, and C. Okay, this angle A, D, and C, if we can see A, B, C, D, this is a cyclic quadrilateral, and opposite angles add up to 180 degree, right? So 180 minus 66, this angle is 114. This angle is 114. Opposite angles in cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degree. So this angle is 114 degrees, right? Now for question number 3, part A, Leila asked a group of people what type of exercise they prefer. The results are shown in the pie chart, right? So others, yoga, running, and cycling. Number 1, 90 people prefer running. Running are 90. Calculate the total number of people Leila asked. Okay, running are 90 people, right? So it means running is basically 135 degrees. 135 degree is basically 90. So the total is 360 degree. What is 360 degree? Which is 90 out of 135 and times by 360 degrees, right? 90 out of 135 times 360, this is 240. So total number of people are 240, right? Now for the second part, work out the fraction of the group who prefer yoga. Give your answer in its simplest form for yoga. Okay. So this is 135, this is 90, and this is 60. 135 plus 90 plus 60 and 360 take away answer. This is 75 degrees. All right. So same, we are using the information for running. So we have given that 135 degree are 90 people, right? So what about 75 degrees? 75 degree, how many people prefer yoga? So 90 out of 135 times by 75, right? 90 out of 135 times 75, 50 people prefer yoga. right? So we need to work out the fraction of the group who prefer yoga. Now for the fraction, 50 prefer yoga out of 240. In its simplest form, we have to convert divides 240, which is 5 out of 24. Okay. Now for part B, Leela records the number of steps she walks each day for 60 days. The table shows the results, number of steps and frequency we have given. Number 1, complete the histogram to represent the data. Okay, so number of steps in thousands and we have frequency density, right? So frequency we have given, we have to find the frequency density, which is frequency over the class width. So first let me solve for the class width. Okay, so the class width 8 take away 5, this is 3. 10 minus 8, which is 2. 12 minus 10 is 2. 15 minus 12, 3. And which is 5. 15 and 20 differences 5, right? Now frequency density is frequency divides the class width. 9 divides 3. Okay, 16 divides 2. And we have 14 divides 2. 15 divides 3. And 6 divides 5 is 1.2, right? So the first frequency density is 3, so it is done. From 5 to 8 it's 3, right? Now from 8 to 10 it's 8. 8 to 10, that would be 8. This is 8 here and 8. Right. Now the next is from 10 to 12, it's 7. 10 to 12. It's 7. Right. 12 to 15 it's 5. 12 to 15, that would be 5. This is 4 and this would be 5. The next is 15 to 20 is 1.2. 15 to 20 it's 1.2. This is 1. 1.2, 4, 6, 8 and 2. This is 1.2. All right. Okay, the histogram is completed. Number 2, Leela has a target of 11,000 steps every day. Find an estimate for the percentage of these 60 days that Leela met her target. Okay, so she has a target of 11,000 steps every day. 11,000 or more than 11,000. So number of steps in thousands we have given here. We have 11. So here we have to find out the frequency for 11. Right. So for 11,000 is in the range of 10 and 12. So here we have a range of 10 and 12. So 11 lies in between. So half would be 7 and 7 makes 14, right? So 7 is in the range of 10 and 11 and 11 to 12. We have 7. And from 12 to 15, 12 to 15 it's 15, and 15 to 20 it is 6. This frequency is 15 and this frequency would be 6, right? So 11,000 would be the target, 11,000 or more. So these are 7, 15 and 6 out of the total days are 60 and times it by 100. All right. So 7 plus 15 plus 6 out of 60 times it by 100, which is 46.7%, we can say. 46.7%. Question number 4, part A, we have to solve this equation. 5x minus 3x, this would be equals to minus 6. 2x equals to minus 6. X should be equals to minus 6 out of 2, which is negative 3. Right, now for this part B, the mass of a plum is m grams. The mass of an apple is twice the mass of a plum. So the mass of an apple is 2 times of n. The mass of a banana is 50 grams more than the mass of apple, right? So 50 gram more than the mass of an apple. The total mass of plum, the apple, the banana is 450 grams. The plum, apple and banana, this is 450 grams. Form an equation in n and solve it to find the mass of a plum. We have to solve for n basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 5n equals to 450. Take away 50. 5n would be 400. N equals to 400 out of 5. 5 times 8 is 40 and 0. So this is 80. Now for part C, we have to factorize this. So 1 times 21 would be 21. And 3 times 7 is 21. 3 minus 7 would be negative 4x squared plus 3x minus 7x minus 21 equals to 0. X is common, x plus 3 is left. Negative 7 is common, x plus 3 is left. Equals to 0. So x plus 3 is the factor and x minus 7 is a factor, equals to 0. So we have to put both factors separately, equals to 0, and solve for x. So from here x would be negative 3 and x would be positive of 7. Question number 5, part A. A bag contains 40 balls. 28 of the balls are red and the rest are green. 28 are red. Total are 40. Red balls are 28 and the rest are green. So 40 subtract 28. So 12 are green. Right. Now Aisha takes a ball from a bag at random, notes its color and replaces it. Means put it back after checking the color. Number 1, find the probability that this ball is green. How many are green? 12 are green out of 40. Number 2, Aisha repeats this 200 times. Work out the number of times she expects to take 12 green ball. So 12 are green out of 40 and times it by 200. Right. 12 out of 40 times by 200. This is 60. This is the expected numbers. Now for part B, a bag contains 9 blue balls and 7 yellow balls. So total number of balls are 9 plus 7 are 16. So from here the total balls are 16. Right. Okay, Sergio takes 2 balls from the bag at random without replacement. Number 1, complete the tree diagram. This is without replacement. The first ball, blue, are 9 out of 16 and the yellow are 7 out of 16. Now blue, he took another blue, so 8 are left out of 15, and from blue he took yellow, 7 are left out of 15. Right. Now from yellow takes blue, blue are the same, 9 out of 15, and yellow took another yellow, 6 yellows are left out of 15. Now for the second part, find the probability that the 2 balls are the same color. Same color, blue, blue or yellow, yellow. So blue and blue are 9 out of 16 times 8 out of 15. And yellow, yellow are 7 out of 16 and 6 out of 15. Right. 9 out of 16 and times 8 over 15. This would be 3 out of 10 plus 7 out of 16 times 6 out of 15. 7 by 40. And 7 by 40 add 3 by 10. 19 by 40. Right. Question number 6, part A, number 1. Complete the table for the function when x is equals to 0. 4 exponent 0 would be 1, so it is 1 out of 10, which is 0.1. Now for part B, draw the graph of the function for x is between 0 to 3. So when x value is 0, y is 0 0.1. X is 0, y is 0 0.1. X is 0 0.5, y is 0 0.2. 0 0.5, we have 0 0.1 and 0 0.2. At 1, it is 0 0.4. At 1, 0 0.1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. At 1.5, 0 0.8. 1.5, 0 0.8 is over here. Right. At 2, it is 1.6. At 2, it is 1.5 and 1.6. At 2.5, it's 3.2. 2.5, 3.2. We have 3, 3.1, and 3.2. Right. At 3, it would be 6.4. So we have 3. Here we have 6, 6.1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. Now let me connect all the points to get the smooth curve. All right. Right. Now for the part 3, use your graph to solve the equation 4 exponent x over 10 would be equals to 5. So this means y equals to 5. We have to read the graph at y equals to 5. Okay, so if I draw the straight line at y equals to 5, right, and reading the graph, this would be the point. Solving for x. Right. 2.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can say 2.65 in the middle. We got x is equals to 2.65. Right. Now for the fourth part, by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of this function when x is equals to 2. So first let me draw the tangent at x is equals to 2, and then we can estimate the gradient. Right. So at x is equals to 2, this is a point x equals to 2, y value is 1.6. This is 1.6, right? When x is 2, y is 1.6. This would be the tangent. Right. So we have to find the change in x and the y values. And this point. Okay, so this is 1, this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.25. Right. So let me find out the gradient. So this is a change in x values and change in y values. This would be the gradient. Gradient is change in y values over change in x. Change in y change is from 0 to 1.6. So this is just 1.6. And the x change is from 2 to 1.25. Okay, 2 minus 1.25. Right, 1.6 divides answer. This is 2.13. Okay, so my estimated gradient is 2.13. Right. Now for part B, this is a sketch of the graph of a function, the parabolic function. Find the value of a and the value of b. Right. So we have given the two zeros. So here we have to use the factored form of a quadratic equation, which is y equals to a, x minus r, and x minus s. R and s are the two zeros, right? So here y equals to a is the coefficient of x square, which is 1, x minus 2 is the 0 and x minus 5 is the 0. Zeros are basically the x-intercepts, right? So y would be equals to, let me expand this, so x square minus 5x minus 2x and plus 10. So y is equals to x square minus 7x and plus 10. So a is negative 7 and b would be 10. Negative 7 and 10, right? Question number 7, part A. Point A and point B are shown on a centimeter square grid, right? Number 1, ABC is a triangle. Here are 5 possible coordinates for point C, right? Take the 2 coordinates from the list that makes triangle ABC an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle is a triangle when 2 sides or 2 angles are same, right? Okay, let's see, the coordinate is minus 2 and 4, right? Minus 2, 4. X is negative 2 and y is 4 over here. So minus 2 and 4, if this would be the point C. So the distance between AB is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units is the distance between AB. So this would be 1, 2 and 3 units, and this would be 2 units. So this is not an isosceles triangle. Let me try the second one, minus 2 and minus 1. X is minus 2, y is minus 1, this point. This distance is 5 units. So if this is point C, so let's say this would be point C. The distance would be, if I can count, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So this would be an isosceles, yes. Minus 1, minus 2. X is minus 1, y is minus 2 over here. This distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 6, 1. X is 6 and y is 1, right? This distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Yes, this makes an isosceles. Okay, we have to work on just 2. So this is minus 2, minus 1 and 6, 1. These are the 2 possibilities for the coordinate of C. Right. Now for the second part, find the column vector AB. So let me check what A is. A is equals to minus 4 and 1, and B is equals to 1, 4. X is minus 4, y is 1, x is 1 and y is 4, right? Now to solve for the column vector AB, we have to do B minus A. B is 1, 4 and minus A would be minus 4 and 1. So 1 minus minus 4, 1 plus 4 would be 5, right? And 4 take away 1 would be 3, 5, 3. Now for the third part, A is the midpoint of a line DB. Find the magnitude of DB. Let me solve for the coordinates of D first. A is the midpoint. A is minus 4 and 1. This is the midpoint of DB. D would be XY. Let's say D is XY. And B we have given, which is 1, 4. Right? So for midpoint, adding the X components, dividing by 2, and adding the Y components and dividing by 2. This would be the midpoint, right? Okay, now let me solve for X and for Y's, right? So we can say X plus 1 divided by 2, this would be negative of 4. X plus 1, this would be 2 times 4 minus 8. X should be equals to minus 8 minus 1. X is equals to negative of 9. Solving for Y, Y plus 4 divided by 2 is 1. Y plus 4 is equals to 2. So y is equals to 2 minus 4. Y equals to negative of 2. Right, so we can say the coordinates of D are minus 9 and minus 2. Now we have to solve for the magnitude of DB. Magnitude of DB, right? This is B and this would be D. Right, so x2 minus x1. x2 is this and x1 is this. Square root x2, the B components, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This would be 10 square and this would be 6 square. 10 square is 100 and 6 square would be 36. So it's 136 square root. Square root 136, that would be 11.66 or 11.7 units, we can say. Now for part B, the equation of line P is y equals to 4x minus 3. Line L is perpendicular to line P, right? So we can say that the slope of line L is negative 1 by 4 because line L is perpendicular to P. Line L passes through the point 6, 4. Find the coordinates of point where the line L crosses the x-axis. So first we have to find the equation of line L, right? So equation of line L, that is y equals to mx plus c. So y is equals to mx plus c. Now to solve for c, use the point. X is 4, x would be 6 and y would be 4. 4 equals to minus 1 by 4 into 6 plus c. So 4 plus 6 by 4, this would be c. Okay, 6 divides 4 plus 4. 11 by 2 would be c. Right. So we can say the equation of line L is y equals to minus 1 by 4x plus 11 by 2. Right. Okay. Now the next is we have to find the coordinates of the point where the line L cross the x-axis. So when it cross x-axis, it means y should be equals to 0. Right. When y equals to 0, we have 1 over 4x equals to 11 by 2. So x should be equals to 11 by 2 times by 4. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 11 would be 22. So x is 22 and y is equals to 0. So 22 and 0 is the coordinate. Question number 8. The diagram shows a small rectangle inside a large rectangle. The height of a large rectangle is x centimeter. The length of a large rectangle is 4 times its height. So the length of a large rectangle is 4 times of its height, and the height of a large rectangle is x. The width of the shaded border, this shaded border, is 3 centimeter. The width we have given, this is 3 centimeter, right? Okay, now the area of a small rectangle is 80 centimeter square. This would be the small one. This is 80 centimeter square. Number 1, form an equation in x and solve it, simplify to this quadratic equation, right? So area of a small rectangle, area of a rectangle is length times width. We have to find what is the length of this rectangle and what is the width of this rectangle, right? Okay, so the height and the length, sorry. So this height is x, right? And this is 3, this is 3. So this would be x minus 6. X, this height, and this length would be, this whole length is 4x. This is minus 3 minus 3, so this is 4x minus 6. So we can say x minus 6 and 4x minus 6. The length and the width product would be 80 centimeter square we have given. Now let me simplify this. So this would be 4x square minus 6x minus 4 times 6 would be 24x, and plus 6 times 6 is 36. This is 80. So 4x square and plus 30x plus 36 and minus 80. This would be equals to 0. 4x square plus 30x, right? So 36 minus 80 is minus 44 equals to 0. Now let me divide throughout the equation by 2. 4 divides 2 would be 2x square. This would be 15x and this would be 22 equals to 0. So negative and negative makes negative, not positive, sorry. This is exactly the same, 2x square minus 15x minus 22. Now for part B, solve the equation and show your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. So it's a quadratic equation. Let me solve it by using quadratic formula. So x is equals to negative of b value plus minus square root b square minus 4 times the a value and the c value. Okay, and divided by 2 times of the a. X is equals to 15 plus minus square root. Okay, so 4 times 2 times 22. This would be positive of 176, right? And add 15 square for the 1, and 2 times 2 would be 4. Now we have two solutions. 15 plus square root of 401 divided by 4 is 8.756. So correct to 2 decimal place is 8.76. We have to round it. Now 15 minus square root 401 divided by 4 minus 1.2 and 5 rounded to 6 minus 1.26. Okay, now for part C, calculate the shaded area. Okay, the shaded area is easy. From the larger rectangle, subtract the smaller one because the smaller one is not shaded. The smaller rectangle area is 80. We have to find the area of a larger rectangle, which is x and 4x, right? So x value we are using 8.76, not the negative one, because dimensions never be negative, right? So shaded area is area of large rectangle minus area of small rectangle, right? Larger rectangle is x into 4x and the smaller is minus 80. So x value we are using is 8.76, its square, times by 4 and minus 80. Simplify. 4 times 8.76 times 8.76 and minus 80, 266.9, or we can say 227 centimeter square. Question number 9, part A. ABCD is a rectangular field, right? C is due south of A. C is due south of A. AB is 450 centimeters and BC is 210 meters. Number 1, Martha walks at an average speed of 5.2 kilometer per hour. Calculate the time Martha takes to walk once around the perimeter of the field. Give your answer correct to the nearest minutes. Right. So we have to find the time she takes to walk once around the perimeter of the field. The perimeter of a rectangular field we have given is 2 times length into width, right? So it is 2 times length plus width. That would be the perimeter. So 2 times 450 and 210. So 450 plus 210 times it by 2, which is 1320 meters is the parameter. This is the distance we can say, and the time we have to find. So average speed is distance over time, and to solve for time we have to do distance over speed, right? So distance is 1320 meters, right? And the speed we have given is 5.2 kilometer per hour. So we have to make the same units. Let me change the conversion. 1 kilometer has 1000 meters. What is 5.2 kilometer? Which is 5.2 times 1000, right? 5.2 times 1000. This is 5200 meters, right? So let me use this 1320 meters over 5200 meters per hour, right? 1320 divide 5200. This would be answer in hours, 0.253 hours. We have to find our answer in terms of minutes. So we have to times it by 60. That would be 15.23, or we can say 15 minutes. Now for the second part, show that the bearing of D from A is 245 degrees, correct to 3 significant figure. D from A. The bearing of D from A. It means this whole angle should be 245 degrees. So let me break the rectangle here. So if I connect A with C, connecting the diagonals, this is a right angle triangle. We can solve for this angle, right, by doing opposite over adjacent. So we can say tangent inverse of angle C, opposite is 450 and adjacent is 210, right? So we can say, sorry, tangent, not tangent inverse, it's tangent. Now 450 over 210, and tangent inverse of answer is 65 degrees. We can say 65 degrees. This would be 65 degrees. So as you can see, we have given that C is due south of A, and if I extend this north line, so this would be the straight line, and that is equivalent to 180, right? And this angle and this angle are alternate angles, so these are equal. So this is 165 and this is 180. So to get the bearing, this angle should be added in 180. So this is 244.9, and correct to 3 significant figure 245. Yes. So the bearing is 245. This is 244.9 rounded to 245 degrees. Right. Now for part B, PQR, P, Q and R is a triangle. S is a point on PR. PS is 10.3 centimeter, QR is 12.6 centimeter, and angle, these two angles we have given, we have to calculate QS. Okay, Q to S we have to calculate, all right. So here let me consider the triangle P, Q and R, right? Applying the law of sine and solving for PR, right? R the front side, P and its front side, right? So we can say PQ over sine of angle 45 degrees. So it's 35, sorry. This would be equals to 12.6 out over sine of 42 degrees, right? Let me solve for PQ. So PQ would be 12.6 over sine 42 times sine 35. 12.6 times sine 35 divide sine 42, 10.8. This PQ is 10.8 centimeter, right? We got PQ, which is 10.8, right? Okay, now to solve for QS, we have the two sides and one angle between them. We can solve the third side by using law of cosine, by applying law of cosine on P, Q and S, right? So we can say the side QS, its square, equals to 10.3 square plus 10.8 square minus 2 into 10.3 into 10.8, and cos of the angle between the two sides is 40. Okay, cos 42 times 10.8 times 10.3 times 2 times -1, and add 10.8 square, add 10.3 square, This is QS square, right? So QS would be square root of 57.39, right? Square root of answer, this would be 7.57 or 7.58 centimeters. 7.58 centimeter. Question number 10, part A. A solid is formed from a large cone with a small cone removed from the center. Right. The small cone is mathematically similar to large cone. Both are mathematically similar, right? The vertex of a large cone is vertically below the vertex of a small cone. This is a vertex and this is the vertex, right? The height of a large cone is 21 centimeter and the diameter of the top is 18 centimeter. The height of a small cone is 14 centimeter. So this height, the smaller one, till this point, let's say, this height is 14 centimeter, right? Number one, show that the volume of a solid is 399 pi centimeter cube. The volume we have to find. Okay, so to get the volume of a solid, we have to find the volume of a larger cone minus the volume of a smaller cone. So for volume, we need the radius and the height. The radius of a larger and the height of larger is given. The radius of smaller we have to find, and the height of smaller we have given. Since the two cones are mathematically similar, so we can easily get the radius of the smaller one, or we can say the diameter of the smaller one. So we can say the diameter of a smaller cone over the diameter of a larger. This would be equals to the height of smaller over the height of larger. The diameter of smaller, this would be the height of smaller is 14, height of larger is 21, times the diameter of larger is 18. Let me simplify. So 14 over 21 and times by 18, this is 12. So 12 centimeter, or yes, it's centimeter, is a diameter of the smaller cone. So this smaller cone, this length is 12, right? Now let me solve the volume. So this is volume of a solid. This would be equals to volume of a larger cone minus volume of a smaller cone. The larger cone is 1 by 3 pi. The radius would be 18 is the diameter, radius is 9 square, and the height is 21, minus 1 by 3 pi. The radius would be 6. Half of 12 is 6. And the height is 14, right? So let me take 1/3 and pi common. So we have 9 square would be 81 times 21, and minus 6 square is 36 times 14. Okay, 81 times 21 and minus 36 times 14 and divided by 3. This is 399 pi. So it is proved, centimeter cube. Now for the second part, calculate the total surface area of a solid. The total surface area of a solid, it means we have to find the surface area of the larger cone and subtract the surface area of the smaller one. That would be the total surface area. So the surface area of a cone is basically the curved surface area, which is pi RL, and the surface area and the area of a circle, which is pi r square, right? So we have the radius of both cones, which is 9 and 6, and we have to find the value for L, the slant height, right? So let me do this over here for the larger and the smaller ones. If I draw the right angle triangle in this direction, yes, this is for the larger one, this is for the smaller one. Let me explain you. Okay, so let's visualize the situation. So the larger one, if I can say, so this is the larger cone diameter, the radius would be 9. So this is 9 and the height is 21. We have to solve for the slant height L. This is the slant height L, right? For the smaller cone, the diameter is 12, the radius would be 6, and the height would be 14, right? This is 6 and this is 14, and that would be the slant height L, right? Okay, let me solve for the slant heights first, right? So this would be a right angle triangle by using Pythagoras theorem. So L should be equals to square root of 9 square plus 21 square, right? And the other L is the same, which is 6 square plus 14 square and square root, right? So let me simplify 9 square plus 21 square, square root of answer. This is equals to 22.8. L is 22.88, or we can say 23 centimeter, right? And 6 square plus 14 square, square root of answer, this would be 15 centimeter, right? One is 23, another would be 15, right? Okay, now the total surface area of a solid is the curved surface area of larger cone, the curved surface area of the smaller cone, and this the base area. That would be the area of a larger circle minus area of a smaller circle, right? So the curved surface area is pi RL. So we can say the total surface area is the curved surface area of a larger cone, which is pi RL. This is for larger, and the curved surface area of smaller cone, plus the base area, which is the area of a larger square, a larger circle, minus area of a smaller circle, because smaller circle is not included. Okay, pi, and the radius of the larger one is 9 and L is 23, plus pi, the radius of smaller is 6 and L is 15, plus pi, the radius of the larger is 9 square, minus pi, and this would be 6 square. Okay, now pi is common, so let me simplify. Okay, 9 times 23 is 207, plus 6 times 15 is 90. 9 square is 81, 6 square is 36. So 207 plus 90 plus 81 minus 36. This is 342 pi. And times it by pi, and that would be 1074, right? So 1074 centimeter square. This would be the total surface area of a solid. Now for part B, the height of a cylinder is 13 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. So whenever we have correct to the nearest, it means we have to add or subtract. It's 1 centimeter, so 1 by 2. So 13 add subtract 1 by 2, which is 0.5, which is 13.5, and we have 12.5 upper and lower bounds. The radius of base of a cylinder is 4.3, correct to the nearest 0.1 meters. Right, so in 4.5, we have to add and subtract 0.1 divides 2. Okay, so 0.1 divided by 2, this would be 0.05, plus 4.5 is 4.55. Okay, 4.5 minus 0.05, this would be 4.45. 4.45. Right, calculate the upper bound of the volume in centimeter cube of a cylinder. So we have the formula for volume of cylinder is equals to pi r square h, right? So we have to solve for the upper bound, right? So the upper bound of this and the upper bound of the height we are working on, right? So this would be pi. The upper bound radius is this. The upper bound of radius is 4.55. It's square, and the height is 13.5 square. 13.5, sorry. Okay, so 4.55 square times 13.5 and times it by pi. This is 878 centimeter cube. Question number 11. We have a function f of x and g of x. The first one, part A, find f of -3. So 4 times -3 plus 1, which is -12 plus 1. This would be negative of 11. Number B, find g inverse of x. So y equals to g of x. So x should be equals to 2y plus 3, and x minus 3, and divided by 2, this would be equals to y. X minus 3 by 2. Sorry, it's plus. I messed up. It's negative over here. It's negative, and when we move, it's positive. Right. Now for part C, simplify. Give your answer as a single fraction in terms of x in its simplest form. Right. So 2 over f of x plus 1 over g of x. Right, let me simplify this. So we have to do a cross multiplication, basically 2 into 2x minus 3 plus 1 into 4x plus 1 divides 2x minus 3 into 4x plus 1. Right. Okay, so this would be 4x minus 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4x plus 1 divides, let me keep the denominator in factored form. Or you can also simplify it and you will get a quadratic expression in the denominator. So we have 4 plus 4 would be 8x, and 1 minus 6 is minus 5 over 2x minus 3 and 4x plus 1. Right. So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.